Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and this is early July 2023. We are in West Point, Mississippi, and we're just going to drive around this little town and check things out. My buddy Mark was with me on this trip, and he actually lived here for a very short period of time many years ago, and we were in this area, so he thought it would be fun just to drive around and see how the town had changed. So that's what we did. I don't know a whole lot about West Point. They have a very cute downtown area that we'll see shortly. I did look up on Wikipedia, and it mentions there's the Old Waverly Golf Club, which is outside of West Point, and it's recognized as one of the state's top golf courses. It hosted the 1999 U.S. Women's Open. And there's Painfield, an advanced aviation school operated from May 1918 until 2 years later. And it was also the home of the original Blazin' Flexible Flyer, Inc., proclaiming to make the best snow sled in the United States. There's Waverly Plantation Mansion. It's a National Historic Landmark. It's a four-story stair hall and cupola. It's considered a unique place in the U.S., and they have tours. And it's the home of the Howlin' Wolf Blues Museum, and it looks like they have a festival relating to that museum. And there's some schools, several notable people, mostly I see a lot of sports people. Brad Smith from the band Blind Melon is from there. Baseball player Bubba Phillips, and a lot of people I'm not familiar with, but it does look like they've produced some athletes, so that's interesting. Yeah, we're driving through their downtown area. Check this out, it's beautiful. I'm not sure how many businesses fill those buildings, but do they have just a perfect little downtown area or what? And we were sort of driving around the state of Mississippi, mostly seeing Civil War sites, and we just took a quick detour through here. Several significant Civil War sites and battlefields are in Mississippi. Of course, there's Vicksburg, one of the most, definitely one of the most important battles and most important Union victories of the Civil War. Shiloh, which is in Tennessee, is just right outside of the state. Corinth, which is kind of attached to Shiloh, that's in Mississippi. National Park Service has visitor centers in Corinth and Shiloh, Vicksburg. And there's the Battle of Tupelo, and also Bryce's Crossroads. We hit a couple of those on this trip. So the area is definitely rich with Civil War history. And of course, the President Grant Library and Museum is in Mississippi. We would visit that on this trip also. I'll put up videos of most of those other places I've mentioned, if I haven't already. And my friend actually worked for a college here years and years ago, and it was the Mary Holmes College. And there's a historic marker. We're going to see it here in just a moment. But Mary Holmes College, named for Mary Holmes of Rockford, Illinois, who dedicated her life to education. This school was founded in Jackson in 1892 by the Presbyterian Church Board of Missions for Freedmen as a seminary for African American women. Mary Holmes Seminary moved to West Point in 1895. In 1832, the seminary began admitting men and added college-level courses. Mary Holmes College closed its doors in 2005. And we're coming up to it right now, just so you know, up here on the right. It's now a private facility. It does something else, but my buddy wanted to just go up there and look at it real quick. So we turned in here, and again, there's a new business here. They've obviously got a gate up, but you can stop and kind of see what the college used to be. So the college is kind of up ahead. There's the gate and the historic marker over to our right. We'll see in a second. Well, now there's the current sign for what it is at this moment. And we did see people coming in and out, and they seemed to not mind us sitting there, so I'm sure they have people stopping to look at the historic marker frequently. But there's the Mary Holmes historical marker there in West Point. But yeah, I don't know a lot about West Point. Frankly, if my friend hadn't been with me and hadn't lived here, it's probably something we would not have stopped at. But it looked like a cute little town, and it was just something to definitely see while we were in Mississippi. We took the Natchez Trace Parkway down from Nashville, came down quite a bit, and then we sort of zigzagged. Stopped briefly at Shiloh and in Corinth, and hit a few other places on the way down. We stayed on the campus of Ole Miss, and we stayed at the inn at Ole Miss, and that was quite a treat. The whole state of Mississippi, to me, is very underrated. There's a lot going on here, and I don't think people realize that. But we had a very good time. It's kind of a nice, relaxing road trip. We didn't really go through heavy traffic and chaotic big cities. We spent some time in Tupelo, and even though that's, a more major city, it wasn't crazy, or the traffic was manageable. It was calm, and we just enjoyed going through the whole state of Mississippi, or at least the top half or so of the state. What did I miss though? Do you live in West Point? Is there something I missed while I was here? Is there a nice coffee shop or bookstore? Also, I couldn't find very much about the Civil War during this era, or during in this area. So I don't know if there's any Civil War history or not. It looks like I assume not a lot happened. If that is incorrect, let me know. But yeah, just a nice, pleasant little town of West Point, Mississippi.